Hi, G and Thelma, Mary, Annette. It sounds like it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I see Jane G talking about putting away autumn decorations and putting up the Christmas tree. I see Mary is going to have a nice cup of seasonal tea, and Annette is in the middle of decorating. So that all sounds good. I don't even know if we're going to decorate this year. We're going to be away for Christmas, so I think our Christmas decorations are going to be very modest this year.
I will.
And
If
that's
it
okay.
snows,
That
we'll be
seems
going
like a
to
lot.
Lauren's house because she has a trio.
Okay. Well, it just sounds like a lot of work when we're not going to be home. So, yeah, I concur wholeheartedly. So today, I'm not that I'm a Scrooge. I'm really not a Scrooge. It's just a very busy time of year for us. By the time it gets time to Christmas decorate, I'm almost ready to be done with Christmas. Oh, I am excited about the gifts we're giving them. Remind me to talk to you about my inspiration for the girls. Can you come in so they can see this card, please? Today we're doing Dot and Do. You'll get to see it here, maybe. There we go. We're doing the Dot and Do Owls kit. Just look like a nice snowy winter card without necessarily being Christmas. I know most of us have finished our Christmas cards at this point, but I do love Dot and Do. And the feature of Dot and Do, the primary feature of Dot and Do, is that you get that glorious multi-tone foiling all the way around your image. And these Dot and Do kits are really convenient when you're going somewhere. It's a great thing to take with you when you're going because it's pretty all-inclusive. There's only a couple things extra I would take with you. You will need a roll of tape or glue. You'll need some foam squares. You'll need your tweezers, and you need the kit. That's it. You're ready to go. So that's pretty easy packing when you go to use Dot and Do. And it's really fun because it's not stressful to pack. They're pretty quick to complete. They're absolutely satisfying to do. And you just get such compliments on the cards. Now, I finished this one up early so that we would have a finished sample to look at. See all that pretty foiling? I finally got an angle that's showing that foiling nicely. The kit itself will contain background card for your cards. Each of these kits, and these are the $5.99 kits. Each of these $5.99 kits makes 3 cards. So you get 3 pieces of background card. You'll get 3 pieces of cardstock that are pre-printed with your design. You'll get a cutout sheet. These are not die cut. These are fussy cut. If you just really, really don't want to have to fussy cut them, I have similar designs in most cases in 3D push-outs in the store. Just buy a sheet of push-outs. Cost you $1.69. You won't have to fussy cut. But I don't mind fussy cutting. I actually rather like it, which is, I know it's probably a character flaw. But Bryce over here shaking his head. Yes, it certainly is. And then in the kit, you also get, in these basic Dot and Do kits, the $5.99 kits, you get 4 different colors of stickers and different sticker patterns. And so what we're going to do when we Dot and Do, and let me give you the kit number just in case anybody wants to go out and get this, and I'll repeat it again later. This is Dot and Do kit number 94. So try searching for DO 94.
094.
Is it 094? I wondered. I was going to say, or it could be DO 094. Bryce confirms that's the actual number, is 094. And this kit costs $5.99. The other thing you will want to get, unless you already have them, because most of you who have done some Dot and Do, most of you who have done some Dot and Do or Stitch and Do may have bought packs of envelopes already, but we have a set of like 25 5¼ by 5¼ envelopes, very reasonably priced. So these do not come with the envelopes. Now, let me say there are also some more elaborate kits that have come out recently. There are kits that are called Dot and Do on Color. And the Dot and Do on Color actually have push-out designs, so you don't have to fussy cut. So there you go, my twin. There's a kit for you too. You can push out the designs and create your inserts for the middle of your cards. But, and I believe they make 4 cards. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 4. And now there are also some new kits that have a booklet and then a set of stickers, and they have like 8 sheets of stickers. So very fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And I'm just going to set these 2 images off to the side so they don't end up on the floor next to me, because it's almost certain that they will if I leave them out. I don't want to roll over them after doing all that fussy cutting. And I can see here on my page, come in close, close, close. Very close today. You can see on my design that some of the areas are not yet covered with stickers. See this long area here, and I've got long pieces here. I've got some little short, like half moons here. So I'm going to look at my sticker sheet, and I'm going to find those pieces that I have not yet put on. And I'm going to pick the best one to go on there. Now, occasionally, just once in a while, you'll have more than one sticker choice. Usually there's just one. But let me just take a quick look here. I'm looking for the little half moons. And none of these sheets have the half moons except this bronze colored sheet. So I know it's got to be on this sheet. Then I have to make a choice between this one and this one. And if I look at that space, it's definitely going to be the larger one of the 2. So I have my quilling tweezers here, which are just almost a necessity for this craft. If you have a different pair of tweezers that you love, that's great. But you're probably going to want tweezers. I'm a little shaky today. I'm not sure what that's all about. Nothing to worry about with my health. It just, you know, sometimes we have shaky days. I'm having one of those today. So bear with me if it takes a little more. And sometimes I end up with them in my hair, on my glasses, on my shirt, a variety of places. But my objective here is to get it to where it belongs and then tap it down. I did get it there eventually. It just was a little bit of a chore today. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come around the other side of that. Or did I just put that on?
Drink enough water.
What? What?
Thelma asks if you drank enough
I probably
water.
didn't drink enough water today, Thelma. I have my cup here, though. I'll keep sipping at it. Sometimes we just have shaky days, you know? It's a shaky day. So I'm going to go around and do all of those little spaces at once, because that'll take care of quite a bit of what I have. Often, when I'm doing this, I'll roll these stickers. I find them easier to manage if I roll some of these stickers off onto my finger, like that. Well, let's see if I can show it to you. Like that. And then I take my tweezers and pick them up off my finger. I find them a little easier to navigate if I do that. So they actually, once you kind of reacquire the skill of directing them where you want them to go, they actually go down pretty easy. Now my sticker sheets are always really bent up looking when I'm done with them, because I really do appreciate this technique of taking them off, putting them on my finger, then lifting them from my finger to go where I want them to go. It also helps a little bit if you get them right on the end of your tweezers, so you don't have to figure out how to get them off your tweezers. Okay, but we're bopping right along here. This is really a pretty set. These would be great for men or women. They're good wintertime cards. They could be a Christmas card, but they certainly don't have to be because of the winter animals on them. That one's a little crooked. I won't fix it. Get one down a little crooked, just reach under it with your tweezers, lift it back up. We'll make that sound like that's an easy job. Usually it's easier than it seems to be this time. There we go. Just lift it up, and well, maybe I got too much sticky off it. I'll toss that one. There are lots of extra stickers. Well, that's kind of cool that you do birthday cards every month for your brother's clients. That's pretty cool. I bet they like that. It's a very nice personal touch. Okay, we have just a couple more of these moons to do. So let's get some more moons here. So these come in at a finished cost of a little over $2 a card. You're going to find something this beautiful for $2. I'm excited. Tomorrow night I'm doing the Noel Angel card with a class in the house. That's going to be fun. I have a whole bunch of people joining, so it's going to be interesting to see how we share our die cutters and do all of that with as many people as I have coming. But it'll be fun. We'll enjoy it anyway. They were pretty excited when they saw the angel card we made and said, hey, when do we get that? Okay, I had one sticker left. I'm going to stick it back on my sheet for now. And we're going to be switching colors. Let's see what we got next. What have we got next here? I need some bigger dots, I see. I need some little tiny dots. Oh, on the silver sheet, I have something that looks a little bit like a chicken foot. Or I should have, since I'm seeing them on my page. Where is that? Nope, those are just circles. Where are those? I don't see that. Maybe it's on one of the others. Ah, it's not silver, it's blue. Okay. Down here, in the very corner of each of these ovals, right here and right here, we have a little, a single stick that branches out into 3 pieces. Kind of reminds me of a chicken foot. And on my sheet, they're right at the end. I'm going to get me some chicken feet here in my finger. These are oddly shaped, and that could mean that I end up with them everywhere. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen since I just took like 4 of them off and can't find one. There's one on my thumb. Okay. And those little, the 3 prongs go towards the bow at the end. It's a fussy little piece to get on. I found 2 on my thumb. If I could do this when I'm feeling shaky, I think most of you could do this. I know we all have shaky problems and stuff sometimes, especially as we get older. It just seems to happen more. But we make it work, don't we, ladies? And gentlemen, if Glenn's out there yet. Okay, now I got some. This is really an interesting tiny piece. Come in a little closer and see if you can show them this piece I'm working with. It's just a tiny little dude.
You have to get on screen.
Huh? Okay. Well, it's upside down. Let's see. I can get it over here. Works out well if you can kind of push it into place before it tacks down. You can't always do that, but often you can. I came in with this one backwards, and it's just going to be a pain about going where I want it to go. See that little piece we're chasing around there? There, we got it. I love it when a plan comes together. Who says that in the movies, ladies? You remember who says that? I love it when a plan comes together. Both the original and remake characters said it. In the original, it was George Peppard. In the remake, it was Liam Neeson. And that would be Hannibal Smith from the A-Team. I love it when a plan comes together. My favorite movie in the... Well, thank you, Mary, because I'm trying really hard not to let them. Usually they don't. It's just a shaky day today. Like Thelma said, maybe I haven't drank enough water or something. But of course, it had to be on a day when I'm right up close. My favorite moment in the remake of the A-Team movie is when they're on the parachute with the tank, and they're shooting off the cannon on the tank, trying to steer the tank. They're flying it. That was pretty funny. This takes my eyes away from the screen a little bit more, so if you can keep tabs on what's happening in chat for me today, that would be good. So I have to stay a little more focused on what I'm doing here. Get these little bitty pieces in here. About 90% of getting them in the right place is just getting them started in the right place, where you're bringing them down. If you can get it started right, it'll just drop right in place. You need to watch and make sure I'm staying in camera frame too, since my frame is really small. I like doing dot and do. If you like fussy things, you will love dot and do. If you really, really don't like fussy things, you might not like it. But there's something out there for all of us.
Say hi to Kim.
Hey, Kim. Hello, hello. Seems like around this time of year we all deal with more life issues, don't we? Or they hit us differently, maybe. I know I've been having kind of a rough time this last couple days. I tend to be a shut your feelings away person rather than deal with them person. And so sometimes it takes me months to deal with things I should be able to. Maybe I should. I don't know if I should be able to recover faster or not, but I tend to be a shut my feelings away person. And that's not, I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's not a good thing. It just takes me months sometimes to get them out and look at them. These are such little tiny pieces, just even finding them on my finger is something. But or not, though, we're making great progress on our card. I have one here. I have one here. I'll be back up there. And back up there where I want you. There we go. I think some of that is, in fact, true. It was kind of going through the Thanksgiving holidays, and her birthday's coming up, and Christmas is coming up, and I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right, Annette. Okay, how many more little chicken feet do we have? I have one set here to do. And I think we got the rest of them done, so I just need 4 more little feet. 2 of them here. I'm going to pull them apart. There's one. Now, where's the one I needed? Okay. Oops, lost it. Okay, just need one more little chicken foot. Oh, I got two. Only wanted one, but I got two.
Off camera.
Oops, I have an extra piece here too. What's that?
You're off camera.
That one didn't stick. There we go. Okay, we're done with the chicken feet. Now we have these longer circle halves, or just longer bent lines. Looks like we need 4 of those per. Let's see which one those are on. I do believe those may be on our same sheet here. Let's look and see if these are the ones that they want. I don't see any on our other sheet, so it has to be this one. So we'll keep working with the light blue. Okay. So I'm going to use these little half or quarter circles. Peel off a few of those. Our pattern here, we've got 4 places to put those in each oval. One, two, three, and I know it's really selfish to feel bad when someone passes away, because I know my mom is fine. My mom is great. I just feel a little sorry for us back here. Okay, we need more little lines.
Good night, Thelma.
Good night, Thelma. A little sticker trying to get away here. There we go. Didn't tap it down good, I guess. What else do you guys have on your agenda for your week ahead? There's not much of a week ahead, I guess, tomorrow and you're into Saturday. But what do you guys have on the agenda? Now I'm going to be close with the number of these little half circles I have. Quarter circles, or whatever we're calling them, little angled dudes. Especially with these line ones, you want them to get right on top of the line, because you don't have multiple funny lines running around there. These here, when placed under the line with the dot on it, almost look to me like their eyes. So just stick it part way down and then kind of push it into place. That's looking good.
Irene says she's finishing the church Christmas cards, then going on to the family cards, and then decorating the house.
Wow. Sounds like a busy time. When are you and your daughter making cookies at her house?
I have no idea. Because this weekend is her company her Christmas party. Next weekend is Corey's company party.
We got a note from Mrs. Randall too about her.
I always get a note.
Huh?
I always get one.
I didn't know if you knew when it was.
Nope.
Okay. Don't forget, guys, that you have about 7.5 hours of sale time remaining. If there's still anything that you wanted, this is the time. Ends at midnight tonight. I really marked that Disney stuff way down. Those kits that used to, they have an MSRP of $50 are marked down to $16. And the pads we looked at are marked down to $7. I took $2 off of those, and I took $9 off of the big Disney kits.
That said she used her grocery money to buy a nativity set.
Ooh.
They never knew, but they do now.
Well, Franks and beans for your family this week, but you'll have a beautiful nativity.
I think she already bought the nativity years ago.
Oh, okay. That's one of the things in my life that I don't regret. When I was younger, there was a time in my life where money was hard to come by, and I just didn't have much of it. And I actually think it was a blessing to learn how to get by on beans and rice and other things that you could fix inexpensively and still make nice, healthy meals. I think a lot of people never learned that skill, and I think it was a blessing in disguise. It didn't feel like a blessing at the time. Most certainly didn't feel like a blessing at the time, but it made me know I could always get by. And that's a pretty good space to be in. So it's hard to see those things as blessings at the time, but down the road, they definitely, those lessons come in handy, don't they, honey?
Yep.
I don't know if I ever told you guys about the time that Bryce and I both worked for the same company.
Off camera.
Oops, okay. I'll come back. Let me fix my line. Bryce and I were both working for the same company. We got married on June 18th, and on July 25th, August 25th. Oh, the dates are starting to fade. That's probably a good thing. On August 25th, I believe, of that same year, we found out that the company we were working for was closing, and the last paycheck we got was the last paycheck we were going to get. That had been 2 weeks prior. And that our insurance policies weren't paid and all kinds of things. And I looked at him and he looked at me and I said, you know, they say financial trouble is the #1 cause of people having problems with their relationships. If we can get through this, honey, we can get through anything. And we have. We've gone through all kinds of things and came out all the better for it. But it was hard to see that that was going to happen at the time. It was just kind of scary at the time, but you realize that you are looked after. And faithfulness pays off. My grandmother, as so many people, is a survivor of the recession. And she always taught us that we always had dry goods. We always had a stash of things put back, always had food on the shelves that we could go to. And Bryce and I did just fine through that time. It wasn't comfortable, but we were better off than most because we had provisions put away and we never had to really worry. Sometimes I look down at my fingers where I've peeled these off and I think, how did I get 3 of those off of there?
On camera.
How did I get 3 of those? Okay, I think we got all these now. Just checking. Where they go right on top, you have to actually really look and see if you got them all on there. But I believe we did. We got all of them. So I'll put these back on our sheet. All right, now what do we got left here? Not much. We have these little wispy things, and I think these are on here. Let me make sure what they are. I think these are, we've got these little things right here that kind of almost look like eyelashes. See them? Oops, you're not on camera. These little things that kind of look like eyelashes here. Sometimes they're hard to pick out because they use every little bit of every sticker sheet. But
Hey.
Teddy hears the doorbell. And he says, someone's out there and I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him, by George. But these, I'm going to show you where they actually come from. Oops. See, there we go. See these here? These little ones that I'm using are in the middle here. So you have to kind of look for them sometimes, but everything that's on your sheet should be on your stickers. I haven't done one of these where I didn't have everything I was supposed to have. So if you don't see it, go back and look again, because it's there somewhere. Maybe like this time hid in the middle of another character. Hey, some of that poor man's food is really good. I completely agree. Like chili. Chili is a very inexpensive thing to make because you can moderate the amount of meat you put in it, and you're mostly going for the beans and the sauces. And there's just not much that's better than chili. Okay, where was I working? There, I got it there. Let's see if I can back to where I'm. I was so broke in those days that my dad would come over. I'd answer the door and he'd hand me a bag of groceries and said, I thought I'd come over for, he worked nights. I thought I'd come over for lunch tonight. Can you fix it for me? He brings me 2 bags of groceries to fix him a lunch because he didn't want me to be embarrassed that I didn't have food. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He'd never say, I'm bringing you this because you don't have food. He'd say, I'm bringing you this because I want to come for lunch tonight. Week's worth of groceries, and all he wanted was one meal. He was a pretty good guy. You guys would have liked my dad. He just was truly one of the best. Just one of the good guys. He laughed. Oh my gosh, he laughed hard. He laughed like I do, right from his feet, you know. And he laughed easily. And he was fun to be around. He liked to tell stories. And when he and his buddies got together and started telling stories on each other, oh my. He'd learn all kinds of things. He said he didn't want me to learn some of those things. But of course, I paid close attention. Just lost my piece I was working with. It's probably in my hair. My dad was from Lake Toxaway, North Carolina, Mary. My dad's dad left when he was a baby, leaving my grandma to support him. And she worked at one of the inns up there in Lake Toxaway. She was a cook, a very good cook, by the way. Like my hubby's a very good cook. People came from all around to eat her food. And he was there until he was about 9. And then they moved out here to Oregon. When the guys went away to war, my grandmother was very proud of the fact that she went to work at one of the paper mills here. And when the guys came home, she's the only woman they kept because she was such a hard worker. She could outwork most anybody. And she was very Transylvania County. Yep, that's exactly right, Mary. She was always proud of the fact that she had a work ethic that meant that she was never wanting for work. There were always people looking for her to work for them. I've told you about my grandma, though. She was hard. Oh my gosh. She never got done working either. I think I told you that when she was way up in her 80s, she was still doing respite care, not because she needed the money, but because she knew that because she did that work, she allowed older people to live at home. So she went in and she used to refer to it as taking care of her old ladies, her old people. And she was in her mid to late 80s doing that, going in and cleaning house and taking care of old ladies, because that meant they got to stay at home. I come from good stock, guys. Very good stock on both sides of my family. Uh-oh, just lost a chicken foot. I'll have to put that back on.
You're off the camera.
Well, that's because I lost a chicken foot. I was chasing it. Okay, so we're getting these pieces put on. Looks like I just have one side left to do here. And then for her I'll never forget this one, for her 86th birthday, she bought herself a riding lawnmower and an electric chainsaw, because the gas-powered chainsaw was getting a little too heavy to trim her trees. She knew exactly what she was doing, though. She knew that when she bought those things and showed them to my dad, there was no way he was going to let her use them, that he was going to go take care of those things for her. She could be a little manipulative, to say the very least. When Bryce and I were just friends, and we went to her house one day. This was before we ever started dating. We just hung out together. But Bryce had a birthday, and she gave him Mr. and Mrs. pillowcases, hand-embroidered Mr. and Mrs. pillowcases for his birthday. And we opened them, and we saw it, and we laughed. And she said, "Did I do that?" Shrewd old woman. Yes, you did. You sure did, Grandma. And it wasn't an accident either. She liked Bryce. She thought I should keep him. That was her way of saying it. Mr. and Mrs. pillowcases. Oh, my grandma could make some biscuits. Her specialty was biscuits and gravy at one point, and my goodness. Now, I have to admit, I'm not much of a biscuits and gravy kind of person. I don't like all that soppy bread. But Bryce is a real fan of biscuits and gravy. And so was my dad. And they said there were none better. After a while, her cooking skills slipped a little, and maybe things weren't quite as good as they once were. I tell you, her cornbread was to die for, too, though. She made great cornbread. I did love that. My dad would take a big slice of that cornbread and a glass of milk and break his cornbread up in his milk, and he was a happy character. Every time I think I'm done with these, I spot another one. Better get done with them pretty soon, though, because I'm almost out of these little crescents. I don't know how many I've lost. It's possible I've lost enough that it could make a difference. But I'll just trust I have enough, because I always have had. Okay. There's this one. Okay. Now, do I have them all? Nope. There's some more right there.
That says she got in trouble because she peeled the crust off her mom's cornbread.
Oh, no. That's the best part. You wouldn't get in trouble from me. I'd just say, put it here on my plate. That's like people who don't eat the crust off their pizza. Just put it right here on my plate, because that's the very best part. That crunchy stuff around the edges, yes, that's the good stuff. And I've always been like that. I'm sure I've told you this story before. Oh, of course I've had grits. Yeah, Grandma and Dad from the South, I've had grits. Many, many, many times. Yep. And I forgot what I was going to say. Must have been important. Yes, lots of grits. Whoop. All right. So I think we got all those. I just found I knocked off one of the chicken feet. When I was a teenager, I'm sure I told you this story too, but I don't know if I told you this particular aspect of it. When I was a teenager, my family took a vacation. We took a month and drove coast to coast back to Lake Tuxaway in North Carolina. So from Kelso, Washington to Lake Tuxaway, North Carolina, it's just about as far across the country as you can get. And we just made a vacation of it. We'd drive a few hundred miles and then we'd stop and get a hotel and look and see what there was in the local area to see. And I'm just looking here to see if, I just see a chicken foot. Where is that one? These little chicken feet don't stick as well as they could. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm touching them and putting my hands over them when they're done. All right, now I see we have little dots here, little dots there, and we have big dots here. And I think once we finish our dots, we're done with this one. Now, these sheets have different size dots on them, and I kind of get to pick which dots I want. You'll see I have, in these green ones, I have these little tiny, tiny ones. Now I have to give you true confession time. Sometimes I don't do these little tiny ones. I'll try just because. But sometimes I really don't do the little tiny ones because they are so very, very tiny that they can be hard to do. And what I will do instead is take one of my Bic intensity markers that has a nice tip on it. Well, this is not one of those fine tips. Okay, bad example. Get a different one. Yes, like this. That have the nice tip on them. And I touch those dots in. And it's a metallic marker, so you can't even tell the difference. So that's the truth of what I do. But I will try just for you to put a few of these on here and see how we do. And talk about ones that are interesting to roll off onto your fingers. Look at the size of those things. But we'll give it a shot. And we'll give it a true shot here. And these are just jump like fleas. So you try and press it down, you get it under your fingernail. So true dot and do enthusiasts probably are telling me I'm a coward. Right now, if you're talking to your TV and saying, that's just terrible. How could you do that? It's disloyal to your craft. Well, these little dudes are really, 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 really difficult sometimes. It's required 4 of them. I've got 3 in place. Okay. Required 4 of those. It requires 2 of these bigger ones. Now, these bigger ones aren't so bad. Especially if you do them right after those, you appreciate how big they are. It's like, oh yeah, that's easy. Might not have seemed easy if you hadn't done it, the little ones first. But okay. All right. But when we come see you, Annette, you can cook Bryce some good biscuits and gravy. He will love you forever. Because I have to say, even though I had the grandmother I did, I never acquired the skill. If I do cook, it's usually Italian. A deal. And that says that's a deal when we come there, Brace. She'll fix you some biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
Someday, Bryce is going to retire and we're going to do some traveling. And I thought that would be really fun to go around the country and just meet up, have a cup of coffee with, or maybe craft a little with some of our crafty friends around the country. Wouldn't that just be a blast? I think that'd be great fun. Has to wait right now, though, because Dad's not ready for us to be away that much. But when the time comes, we will travel. We're not rushing things along, though. He's doing pretty well, and we're proud of him. Had to get him another squirrel feeder for Christmas because his squirrels ate another one of their feeders. We've gotten to where we have to get them. They used to all be wooden, but they just chew right through the wooden ones. They'll have 2 squirrels working on one box, one from the front and one from the back. They meet in the middle. Honoring little things. So we've replaced all but one of our wooden boxes now, and he's getting one more metal one for for Christmas. So he'll have 4 metal squirrel feeders out there. I just saw a place that needed one of these. Where was that? I did, really. And truly. There it is. I thought for a minute I dreamed it. Okay. Now I need some more of those little ones. I did okay with that. Let's see if we can get a few more of those little ones on. Oh, I got a bunch of them that time. These are so tiny, guys. I'll get that on my tweezer. It's so tiny. Oops, sorry, guys. I've got the camera in so tight so you can see what I'm doing, and I end up off camera accidentally very easily. Thank you for your patience with me as I'm constantly moving the little card around to get back to where you can see what I'm doing. Don't forget my tip, though. This works really well for what I'm doing right now. I love my Bic intensity markers. You might say, well, why those instead of what's the word? What's the ones I'm trying to say? The ones we all have markers.
Spectrum Noir.
No, the ones we all have. The
Sharpie.
Sharpies, yeah. Why that instead of Sharpies? Because I think the colors are more vibrant in the intensity markers. Not to say I wouldn't use the Sharpies. If that's what I had, that's what I'd use. But okay, this is getting frustrating. 3 in a row have popped off and hopped across my table. It seemed like I had so many here when I started. I probably did have a whole lot of them. When we made that trip cross country, my great-grandmother was with us, and we got down south, and the waitress asked her if she wanted grits, and she said, sure, I'll try them. And they brought them, and she tried them, and she said, I'd like some milk and sugar, please. And the waitress said, ma'am, that's not how you eat grits. And she said, you eat them your way, I'll eat them mine. She ate hers like cream of wheat. My mom convinced her to take some pants with her on that vacation. And it was the first time in her life she wasn't in a dress. She wore pants. Once she got used to it, she thought that was pretty okay, though. And she wore pants all the time. She still had a few house dresses, but mostly she wore pants after that vacation. But she'd never worn pants in her life. She always wore a dress. My great-grandma was born in 1892. Okay. So, let's see. I think we've done plenty of these for now. I'm going to set the rest of this aside because I actually have a few I need to put on this other one. And I think we'll do those first. And then I'll come back and do the dots, or I'll come back and do the, I may just come back and do the pen. I'm not sure. I thought I needed to give it a good try for your sake, since I was supposed to be showing you how we do this. Okay. The one we're using next is like a bubble. So I got to find these bubble ones. And maybe for the bubble ones, they're just using a round, because I don't see one that's hollow. And just double check and make sure I don't already have them here. You want to see some craziness? Look at what they want you to do in this winter. See all those dots? They want that all done in baby dots. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's a little bit crazy. I found the stars. Let's do the stars. Don't let any of this dissuade you from trying this hobby, though. This is actually surprisingly relaxing. It's kind of zen to be putting little stickers on the little dots. So don't let me discourage you. And like I said, with these over here, I have a trick. I can solve that problem. Oh, I just found the rounds. The bubbles that have the hole in the middle. I stopped to look here at this sheet. These little stars are pretty easy. You can see what I said about my sheets get really bent up by the time I'm done with them because I roll the stickers off them. But that doesn't mean I won't save these when I'm done. I'll flatten them back out and put them in my folder, because you never know when you want just a few of these. And one of the things I found with some of these dot and do stickers and other little stickers over time is that sometimes when I'm looking to create a background and I just want a little something there, nothing as big as stamping something on, I just want you know, some little scattered dots or something. These little dot and do stickers can be just right for adding to a project to get that extra little bling in there. The other thing you can do with these is keep all of these, and when you have enough of these leftovers, you can buy the cards only. They have cards only packs in these where you get just the printed design and supply your own stickers, and they're really inexpensive to do that way. So when you have enough stickers left over, that's a great way to go. I have quite a few customers who come in and buy 10 packs of the dot and do stickers because they use all cards only, and then add their own stickers. You're not discouraging me, the tiny dots are. We only have just a couple left of this design to do. Looks like we got about a dozen little stars left to put on, and then we'll be up to the little bubbles.
18 minutes left.
Okay, well, if we don't finish them, I'm not going to have a fit about that. I'm just going to put the cards together and show you what they will look like, and then I can finish putting the stickers on offline. I'll finish them at this point because I've got time invested in them. But if I don't get all the way done in class, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll go for another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll put our cards together. Have you guys tried dot and do before? Any of you guys tried this? And what was your experience? I know a lot of people really love it, and I think it's probably something that's not for everybody. Okay. Everywhere I look on my fingers, I see the tiny green dots. Not the silver stars I'm looking for. They are like little puzzles, Jane G. They absolutely are. I don't think you've been here since we showed your picture. Your picture was beautiful that you submitted. I love your red hair. You know, I said that to my family once. I did these little cards that were very, very highly detailed, and I colored them with colored pencil, and it took me like an hour plus per card just to do the coloring. And I told them I told my family only really special people are getting these, and then they all were watching to see if they got those. I had to do hundreds of them, not hundreds, but a bunch of them, because I had made the mistake of telling them that only the special people got those cards. The other thing you can do with these is if you have really a lot of little dots, you can peel these off the top like that so they're easier to get to. And sometimes I'll take a piece of this sticker material like this one, where it's got the little circles, and I'll do things like wrapping them around my glue bottles for decoration. If you take the top liner off like that, it can be a little bit easier to peel up your stickers. Okay, we're done with the stars. I have all the stars in. Nope, I see one more. Good, because I have one more on my finger. I'm going to put that where? Right there. Okay. And then we have these little, oh, that's a great idea, Brenda. The jewel picker would be great for these. Here are the little round ones, the bubbles. And I didn't see them when I first looked for them because they filled in the little bubble with another piece of material. Nope, where am I? There I am. They filled in a little bubble with another piece of material so as not to waste the space. They could get a dot inside of it. So you had to really look for the bubbles. Oops. If the sticker's upside down, you go to tap it down. All you're going to do is pick it up. Come on. Help a girl out here.
Say hi to Brenda.
Hello, Brenda. I actually talked to Brenda. I didn't say hi to Brenda, though. Darn it. This one just doesn't want to stick. I think I have part of the inner circle stuck to it. Get rid of that one. These are turning out pretty, though. See that? Let's see if I can hold it still. There we go. Turning out pretty. All right. It's 20 after. Let's put our two cards together here. I can add the rest of the stickers off the air. What did I do with the other one? There it is. Okay. And one of these fit better than the other. I think I decided this one needed to go here. I'm going to put it on some foam squares. Put a few more foam squares on it and make it stand out from the paper even more. And remember, in the $5.99 kits, these are fussy cut designs. But if you want to use the Dot and Do on color ones, they are push out designs. So you spend a little bit more for the kit, but the push outs are faster. Okay. Let's put gray behind this one. This coming week, I think I'm ready to do something just kind of off the wall. I was looking at inventory and I had quite a few of these and they're absolutely beautiful. So we're going to try this on Saturday. It'll be fun. It'll be different. Haven't done a hot off the press in a while. So we're going to do this set on Saturday, the Daydream cards. And then a week from Saturday, 1 week from Saturday, we are going to do pansies. I wanted to give time for any of you who had pansies on order, because I saw that quite a few of you ordered them in the last week, for you to get them in time to work together on that, because that'll be a fun one to work together on. The envelopes do not come in these kits, but we have 5 1/4 inch envelopes in packages, and one package goes a long way. So don't forget to buy some envelopes. Now you'll be able to see that I have spaces left to fill here, but you can see where we're going with that. It's going to be beautiful. So there's that one. Here's the one we started with. You can see I started with the one that had the biggest pieces.
Nice.
And I'll go ahead and put this owl on. These are going to be beautiful cards. Fun to give. Got little stickers stuck to my fingers. These Dot and Do's usually have about 3 layers to them in the decoupage image. So they don't take too long to put together, but they're pretty. This one we'll put on the brown. Just going to look beautiful. Just a nice line of glue around the outside will get it done. Glue is nice for this project because it allows you to move it around enough to make sure your borders are nice and even. We came very close to finishing this one. All that's left is some of those little green dots to finish this one off. And this one's really close to being done. So let's look at these. We got this one. We got this one. And we've got this one. Now we're darn near done putting the dots on, and I want you to see the sheets left. See, we have all those, and all those, and all those, and all those, which is why I said I will save all of my sheets. Aren't they pretty? I love those owls. If you liked what we were doing tonight, give us a thumbs up if you would, please. It makes me feel good, and it lets YouTube know that the people who are watching are enjoying themselves. And if you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss a thing that we're doing out here. We have fun all the time. We'll be gone, or when we sign off, give it 30 seconds to a minute, and you can hit your refresh button and leave a comment about the class if you would. That also helps YouTube know that people like our classes. And I think that's it. So Saturday, we're going to do the Daydreams kit, Artful Card Collection. If you have this one, you might get it out. We're just going to, I'm not going to make the cards up in advance. We're just going to make them together in class. So we'll see what we do with that. We should be able to make 3 or 4 or 5 cards out of that. And then next Saturday is the day we've been waiting for. Next Saturday, whoops, we will be doing, coming closer, next Saturday, it's Pansy Day. We're going to make the flowers, we're going to color them, and we're going to construct the cards together. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So here we go. These are coming up next Saturday. What do you want if you're doing these? You want the pansy set that makes this flower here, or the layered flowers on here also. It makes the pansies in, I believe, 3 different sizes. And so we can layer them up and use them as accent flowers. And you'll notice that these are 3-dimensional. These have been run through a flower mold also. So you get the pansy set, you get the die to cut it out with, and you get the mold. And it's less than $50 for that. And then I have a second set which contains the backgrounds. And that one has the teacups. It has the pansy spray. It has the pansy bouquet. Here's the spray again. It has the frame. And this set, it's 3 dies and 3 stamps, and it also is less than $50. So that's why I've been talking about these for a while, to give you a chance to kind of save up and get these. And it's a larger set than I usually go after, but they're just so beautiful together. The only piece out of here that is not included in what you will have then is this background piece. A lot of you got this at the beginning of our Heartfelt Creations sale when I said, if you buy $100 worth of Heartfelt Creations, I'm giving you this die for free. A lot of you got this die. And then I'm just using some greetings from my other stamps. We all have greetings we can go to, okay? So that is coming up, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, Pansy Day. Okay? All right. Are there any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? By the way, many of you have gotten these as well, but this is the watercolors that I used on my pansies.
We only have, I think, 3 left.
What?
I think we only have 3 left.
Yeah, I think we're down to the last 3 of these. This is the watercolor set that I use for my pansies. I think we have 3 of these. I love this set because it comes with this mixing tray. I didn't wash this out, but it comes with a washable sponge that goes right back in here. And once you're using your water brush, you can continually clean your brush on the little sponge and not have to be running back and forth to the sink. It's very, very handy. And then it comes with a water brush in it. And then we also have this watercolor set. Some of you bought this, some of you bought the other one, and some of you bought both. You will be very well equipped for watercolors. This is the 100 color watercolor set. This one has 50 regular colors. It has 35 pearlescent colors. I believe it has 5 neon colors and then 10 colors they called macron. Not sure why they called them macron, but that's what they did. So we have both of these watercolor sets that are available. And having one or the other or one of your own will be useful when we go to do the pansies. I love the pearlescence with the pansies, but naturally you could certainly do it with regular watercolors too if you have a different set you want to use. All right. Any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, guys? Nothing? Nothing? You guys enjoy your decorating, your baking, your other holiday preparations? I'm going to keep putting together my gift list, which I really just started on, but I'm actually making pretty good progress on it. And working on some of the projects, the handmade projects that I had slated for Christmas. And I think that's going to be about it. If there's no questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom, I'm going to say good night, Gracie.